Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to make a continuation video of me classifying different angle measurements. So I already do have a video on my channel that pertains to this matter, but today I'm just going to go over some of the more simple relationships that you might see. So we're going to be talking about 4 different types of angles, and I do have the definitions on top. So the picture that we have here, we actually have 2 parallel lines, which are the black lines. So you can show that they are parallel. Stop it. You can show that they're parallel by little arrows like that. And then they are sliced by this blue line. Now that slice is really called a transversal. So what's really cool about this situation is that there are only 2 angle measurements that we really have to worry about. So I will be making a video of how to find all of these angle measurements in a picture like this. So be on the lookout for that. But today we are just going to be going over relationships. So the first one is congruent. So congruent means that they are the same. So angles that have the same measurement. So like I just said, there are only 2 types of angle measurements. So there are a lot of congruent angles here. So if I were to look at something like angle 1, stop it, angle 1, it is an obtuse angle right here. Another obtuse angle is 3, 5, and 7. So all those are going to be congruent. So when you see something like angle 1, stop it, angle 1, why is it not working? Okay, we're going to have to write somewhere else. Angle 1, and then you see this sign where it has like a little squiggly and an equal sign, and then angle 3, that means congruent. So I'll draw the symbol up here in the top right corner, if it will let me. All right, doesn't seem like it will. I don't know what's going on today. So we're going to draw it right there in the bottom corner. So when you see that symbol, that means something is congruent. I'm not going to be using that symbol today. I'm just going to be using commas. So supplementary. Well, actually, let's go back to congruent. There's actually another set of 4 congruent angles. And your other set is 4, 2, 8, and 6, because those are all of your acute angles. So you can also say that all 4 of those are congruent. So supplementary angles are angles that add up to 180. So we are going to have quite a few relationships of supplementary angles, and I'm just going to verbally kind of go over them. I am going to write one on the slide for you, right over here. So one set of supplementary angles I see is angle 1 and angle 4. So if you were to take those 2 angles and add them together, you're going to get that straight line that they're both sitting on, that black line. If I were to rotate it a little bit, I could also say that angle 1 and angle 2 are also supplementary. So keeping with the theme, you could say angles 2 and 3 are supplementary, and angles 3 and 4 are supplementary. And you can really do the same thing with that bottom piece of the diagram. So your supplementary angles would be 5 and 8, 5 and 6, 6 and 7, and 7 and 8. Vertical angles. So these are angles that are going to be congruent, and they're directly across from each other. So I'm going to, again, go over here and start with angle 1. So if I were to draw a line right through angle 1, I would hit angle 3. Right, you know what, why don't you go up there? Right there, I would hit angle 3. So that is its vertical angle. I could also say another pair of vertical angles is 2 and 4. I could also say 5 and 7, and 6 and 8. And the last set of angle relationships we're going to discuss are adjacent angles. So we're going to work over here. So adjacent angles mean that they share the same side. So I'm going to erase part of my diagram so it's a little easier to see. So let's start with angle 1 once again. So we actually have a few angles that could be adjacent to angle 1. We have angle 4 and we have angle 2. So think of sitting in a movie theater. If you're sitting somewhere in the row, you have a person to your left and you have a person to your right. You have 2 people who are adjacent to you on the same row sitting next to you. So all these angles are really going to have 2 adjacent angles. So you could say that angle 1 is adjacent to angle 2 and angle 4. So if I were to look at angle 3, its adjacent angles would be 4 and 2. If I were to look at angle 2, they would be 1 and 3. And if I were to look at angle 4, it would also be 1 and 3. So you could also repeat this process on the bottom there, but I am not going to in this video. So I hope that this was helpful for you. Please like and subscribe to the channel for more, and leave a comment below if you have any questions for me. And make sure you share this video with a friend who you think could benefit from this tutorial. Thanks for watching.